Early morning riding in Georgia. Just chilling. Think I gotta get a new car. Tired of renting. Let's see. I believe in a higher power. So I'm asking the higher power for a new car. Alright, you peeps, be safe out there. Much love from your big bro Fred. Alright, let's get it.
On PS4 and the Xbox One now, we've got upgraded to 60 frames per second, which is amazing. Dedicated servers on this too are absolutely phenomenal.
And it comes with the DLC.
It comes with the DLC, the Artorias of the Abyss DLC. I haven't even gotten back to the Artorias DLC yet. I'm already having flashbacks. He's such a hard boss. But the 60 frames per second as well too, it makes it so much easier to go through, especially in Blighttown. There's a lot of water textures there. Before, if you wanted to play Dark Souls on PC, it was like you were watching a slideshow basically. And now that they have those updated graphics, it's a lot more smoother. They've got updated lighting effects as well. Now there's up to 6 players for
Souls is not hard enough on its own. You get people invading you on top.
and start jumping around and screen. Okay. Before I get into flashbacks on that game, let's move on to Detroit Become Human.
Yes, I am so excited that this game is finally out. I have been waiting for this makes a difference and it's the same outcome. This game is not like that at all. Let's say early on you get somebody killed because you messed something up. Late aquarium of goldfishes on the ground. Do I put it back? What's that going to do in the future?
So it's set.
So I felt like cooking a soulful Sunday meal. So we got ribs on the grill. And we also have the macaroni starting. That's just the noodles boiling. We have a soulful dish that black people call collard greens. That is cooking. All right, so this is the end result. If I can get this open, hold on. So you got the collard greens with the original fat back of pork, which is very unhealthy, but that's the way we used to cook back in the day, black people. So you got original collard greens. And for your main event of my refueling,
Don't say that.
excuse Michael, I'm trying to maintain all this. We have fudge brownies with pecans. We have cornbread.
Sweet.
We have macaroni and cheese. And we also have ribs. So look at that setup, along with collard greens. And that's how we do it. I'm about to head into the car dealership, get this car, see what's up. This is what I really want. It's the top of the line in a Hyundai. It's called the Genesis. I told myself if I was to get this, and I would actually put a Decepticon sticker on the back of it. So I think it's pretty cool. This is what they're asking for. Pretty expensive car. Yeah, I'm just at the Hyundai dealership, trying to get me a car. Oh, you can see me. There you are. This is a sitting area that they have. I'm just chilling, waiting. Of course, I had to stop and refuel. It's the only way you can refuel at a car dealership. Unfortunately, I haven't had breakfast. I had to hurry up and get up and get out of the house. So, probably eat something healthy later on. You know what? Be sure to check out some of my latest videos. One is Death in the Family. One of the latest ones is X Games and You Got Mail. And also check out some of my latest videos, which is Fred Hall's World Journal and also Fred's in Charge. You girls and guys be safe out there. Peace. Hey, what's up, comic book peeps? Welcome to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. And in this video, I actually show you footage of me hunting for a car. I actually did get a car. It's it's called a Hyundai. Don't let me lie to you, but it's a Hyundai. It wasn't a Genesis that I wanted, but it was definitely a Hyundai. So without further ado, let me show you some of the recent acquisitions that I've put into my action figure collection. So these are the recent two acquisitions that these are the latest two acquisitions that I made towards the action figure collection. It's going to be a rough video because the kids are home with me for the summer break, and also too, we're getting ready to celebrate the 4th of July, or if we've already celebrated it. It just depends on when this video drops. So I'm going to light it up, and this is your Cable. Let me show you. So that's Cable and that's Barbara Kane. And let me light it up again. I am so happy to have both of these two. Like I said in my last video, this is my second Cable, third Cable, but it's all good. All right, you know how we do on this channel. Let's get into some comics. Let's get into some comics. Ain't that right, Michael? Sorry about the technical difficulties earlier, but this episode of Direct Edition is brought to you by everybody's favorite, the Pikachu, and also my Faith Darth Maul from China. All right, now as we said before, you know how we do on this channel. Excuse the chair squeaking. Let's get into some comics. Okay, so if you watch my video Half Baked, or maybe a video after it, I actually showed you some of the acquisitions or some of the gifts from Comic Book Window. And this was one of the gifts from Comic Book Window, but I was actually able to find another copy. So I have two copies of Old Man Logan #1. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring you a main event early, and this is one of them. Very cool. You don't find this one, out in the wild. Under $1, and I actually picked this up for a cool $1.25. So that is very cool. Got it for $1.25. How you like me now? And here's my second copy, just so you guys know, just so you guys can see it. It actually wasn't that hard for me to dig it out of the dungeon. Very cool. And I also picked up another copy of these Old Man Logan's Past Lives, and all I have to do is find the one with patch on the front. Once I find the one with patch on the front, I'll have all 3 generations, which is very cool. I think it's only 3 cover swipes of this, but definitely glad to have the brown and gold costume and also the classic gold and blue costume. But I'm definitely looking for that patch one so I can go ahead and put this run to rest and finally plug in the holes and plug in the gaps of this run. But very cool Old Man Logan's. All right, you guys ready? Let's get into some more comics. And so while we're talking about my favorite hero, we have an all-new Wolverine #20. I'm not sure if this is Gabby's first costume, but I definitely love to have this in my collection. Anything all-new Wolverine is very cool. I definitely love to have this in my collection. So very, very, very cool. Okay, so I picked up a couple Wolverines from my Wolverine run. This is the first one. This is Wolverine #16. This is Jania Stone, part 6 of 6. So I was actually able to plug in the holes and plug in the gaps in my Wolverine run. As I was telling you, one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to get at least a complete copy of 1 through 50 of Wolverine, and I'm getting there. So this is Wolverine #16. Number 32, Against the Blade of the Yakuza, which is very cool. Definitely love these Mark Silvestri covers. Very cool. And one of my favorite Wolverine covers of all time. This is Wolverine number 36, Blood and Claws, Part 2. The Toll is for Thee, which is a very cool Wolverine M16 cover, whatever type of gun that is. But definitely I'm a big fan of the brown and gold costume, and I'm definitely a big fan of Mark Silvestri's Wolverine. All right, let's keep going. You ever try to search your head canon and give it like, I don't know if I have this comic book or, I've seen this so much out in the wild, I think I have this comic book. Well, I wasn't going to take the chance because this Wolverine 49 was only 50 cents. And this leads into the issue. If you are a big Wolverine fan, you'll know the next issue is the Wolverine file. That's number 50. The yellow cover that actually looks like a manila folder from S.H.I.E.L.D. And that book is very hard to find without any ticks because the bigger the book is, the more likely it is to get ticks. So this is Wolverine number 49 from December of probably 1992. Very cool cover, Mark Silvestri. That is a part of my childhood. And you know what? I just can't get past this Wolverine number 36 cover. That cover is absolutely awesome. All right, so let's keep going on Wolverines. I promise you I won't fill up the whole video with Wolverines, but let's keep going. So along with Wolverine number 36, I've never seen this Wolverine cover. This is Wolverine number 44, Mark Silvestri. Just look at the way that he drew Wolverine. How could you not absolutely fall in love with this hero? This is a menace as old as time, as cold as death. And like I said, that brown and gold costume is all that. Very cool. Definitely glad to finally plug in the holes and plug in the gaps on some of my Wolverines. But I have one more Wolverine for you, and then we're going to call it quits. And that is a beautiful copy of Wolverine number 66, which is very cool. I think that might be Tex who drew that. Tex always draws these, like, he's just so different when he draws. So I'm almost sure that's who that is that drew it. So let's take a look at the whole complete run again. So here's another complete look at the run. Like I said, that Wolverine number 36 is a beast. I definitely love that cover. Wolverine number 16 is way down there in the first couple of Wolverines. So those books are getting harder and harder to find for like in the dollar bins. So if you see any early Wolverines, just do me a favor and pick them up because they're getting rarer and rarer for the dollar bins. And Wolverine is one of those type of heroes that broke out, recently, along with Deadpool and all those other guys that recently broke out, like Spawn, Deadpool. And, his solo series is actually rising. His first appearances always garnered money, but his solo series is actually rising in price. So, okay, let's look at the complete run. Let's keep going. So as long as we're on Wolverine, this is the last Wolverine book I'm going to show you. And this is What If Weapon X, Wolverine had Battle Weapon X. What happened was the night that they actually picked Wolverine up because he was drunk and they drugged him, he actually fought off the guys from Weapon K or Department K. He actually fought them off, and they picked the next best person to undergo the adamantium treatment. And the guy that actually went under the adamantium treatment, he actually was wild and feral, and he actually got loose. He was just a thirsty, blood-born killer. So Wolverine actually versed him and actually killed him at the end of the book. And it's a very cool spinoff, like what if Wolverine didn't undergo the adamantium process and he had to fight the next recruit who had to undergo it. So very cool book. Definitely love this and glad to have this in my collection. Again, because I have a copy, it's in the dungeon, but it's ticked up to hell. So when I saw this, you ready, Leonard Hudson, 17K? I went ape shit and I'm sorry, no cursing. I went 8 nuts and bat shit. I think that's how I say it. But anyway, very cool. Excuse the cursing, but it's actually I went 8 nuts and giggled like a dolphin. All right, there you go. Kids, don't try this at home. So for my boy Samuel Trejo and also my boy Paul Acosta, uh, or is it Paul Costa? But anyway, let's get into some independent comics. So this is Ghost #1. I was actually able to find another copy. I actually have 2 copies of this, and it's very cool. So cool that I said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and probably send this to somebody in a care package because I already have one, but it would be nice to have another one. But hey, I might run into it a third time. So very cool. Ghost #1. And I also picked up another copy of this beautiful embossed cover of Wildstar #1. If you allow my 60 fingers to interrupt your video, if you actually feel right here and all the blood and stuff, all that is embossed. And what embossed means is that it actually sticks up off the page. So Wildstar has always been cool. Like I said, I think I have 2 copies of this already. So one of you lucky guys and girls will be receiving this in the mail. And it's just a very, very good, different style of story where you can break away from Marvel and DC and finally have something that's independent of the big two. So very cool, very cool. And if you want to get into independent comics inside of Marvel Comics, this is one that I've never seen before, but I thought it was very, very cool. I thought maybe the Go-To Geeks guys will like it, or maybe my boy from Charleston Comics will like it. I never heard of Team America, but they're obviously a motorcycle gang, and look who's guest appearance. It is Johnny Storm, the original Ghost Rider. And this book is so old. I think it's from, let's see the year. Yes, this book is from 1983. So very cool, old school, crusty dusty. Glad to have it in my collection. And yeah, very cool. And so we're at the point of the video where you ask me, hey, Fred Hall, Direct Edition, what are you reading right now? And this is what I'm actually reading right now. This is Uncanny X-Force, the Apocalypse Solution. I might have been reading this a couple of videos back, but I keep putting it down and picking it up and reading it. I really only read it every time I go to the restroom. And that is too much information, but hey, it is what it is. Instead of reading a magazine, this is what I read. So here's a beautiful look at the front of the book. And here's a cool look at here's a cool look at the back of the book, which is the Final Horseman. Very cool. Definitely love this. The Final Horseman. You have the guy who's from Civil War. When he beats his drums, you get very sick. You got the guy in the middle who actually can touch you with any kind of sickness. The Japanese woman, she actually spews bugs and beetles from her mouth. And then you have War, who is the big stone-like statue in the side. So very cool. All right, so let's get into some of your main events. All right. So your first main event is Universe X #2, and this book is not easy to come by. I've been looking for this book for a while. Most of your Age of Apocalypse books, they're kind of pretty easy to come by in the dollar bins, but not Universe X. And when I actually looked up this book, this book goes for a pretty good amount online. I think it's up to like between $5 to $10. So it's very cool when you find it for 50 cents. And yeah, it's a very cool backstory of the Age of Apocalypse. I really, really liked it. So very cool. That's your first main event. And your last main event is going to be, because I've already given you 2 main events. So your third main event is going to be this Wonder Woman #9. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Jenny Frison cover. Definitely love anything Jenny Frison, and I'm definitely now foaming at the mouth, just like how I was with Frank Cho variants of Harley Quinn. Definitely love Jenny Frison. Wonder Woman. Let me show you a couple more that I've shown in the videos so far. And here's the rest of my Jenny Frison Wonder Woman covers. Definitely that number 14, the blue cover, is my favorite cover of all time right now as far as Jenny Frison is concerned. So there you have it. Very cool. And so once again, I'd like to thank you girls and guys for tuning in to another episode of Direct Edition. Don't worry, your stuff is in the mail. You girls and guys continue to be safe out there. Remember, words of wisdom. Focus on the ones that show you love and on the ones that don't show you love. Hey, we're just going to keep on rolling without them. I pray that you guys be successful. And I will catch you girls and guys later. Be safe out there. Peace.